I've got my assignment open, which is a Google form that you guys and girls have been working on, which is fine. I've got one of the websites that's in the indicative reading content, which is Teach PE open. And I've got my assignment page open, which is through a Google Doc, which is where I create my assignment and then I copy and paste it over into a form. You'll see here that I've created a section for references. And I'm just going to create a little bit of information for this bit of criteria here. I copy it into my page, and then I'm going to look for some information on fibre types. So if I take this section here where it says within the skeletal muscle there are 3 types of fibre, type 1, type 2A and type 2B. Each fibre has different qualities in the way they perform and how quickly they fatigue. So if I take that section there and I put that into my work, it's actually not my work, it's taken from the website. So I put my speech marks in, I then put my open bracket and the author, so this one is Teach PE, then I put a comma and the year of publication, so it's 2017 because it's a live website. Then I need to put in my superscript, so I do that through Format, Superscript, and it's going to be my first reference, which is fantastic, so I put that there. I then go down into my referencing section, and for this I've gone to my website, I've gone to citation style Harvard, I've gone to website, it's going to use auto site, so then it's asking me to put the web address in here, so I find my website, I copy my website, I paste it into the link, I hit on auto site, it says here's what we've found, so it says anatomy and physiology, the article is muscle theory, muscles, anatomy, and the website is Teach PE. I then hit final step, I scroll down and I hit here where it says add reference. Then it gives me my content here, and it says that if I do as an inline citation, I should be using Physiology et al. 2017. So I'm going to copy that section by highlighting it, copying it, going back to my section here, and I'm going to change this where I had Teach PE because now it's given me the actual authors. So I've got that information in there now. Then when it comes to the referencing part, I go back to my website. I'm just going to change this so that it doesn't have the background on there. That's better. So you can see that's where my reference is taken from. So that's the inline citation. I've got my speech marks there. Now I go to add in my bibliography section, which is going to go in the actual referencing box. Go back to my website, and it says here, for the bibliography, this is the content that needs to go in. So I'm going to copy and paste all of that information into my referencing section like so. I'm going to take the bold and underline off, and then I need to put a superscript in again because it relates to reference number 1, which is up here. So I go here, I hit Format, Superscript, and I put the number 1. So you can see that reference number 1 here relates to my reference number 1 here. Then what I'll do is select the same font for all of my work and the same colour. And there you can see now I've got that one built up. The next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a textbook reference. So if I'm using my SpeedTech Sport and PE book and I'm looking at Unit 1 and I go to the information on the muscular system, I can also see a section here which talks to me about slow twitch muscle fibres. So I'm going to read this section and I'm going to take some information and reword it, so put it into my own word. So I'm just saying here about that type 1 muscle fibres are red in colour. They have a high oxidative capacity. Which means that they work aerobically. I can see the need for spell checking there, so I'm going to go to my tools, hit on spelling, make sure I hit the right one, change it, fantastic. Now for this, because I haven't actually created or taken the work as an inline citation, what I'm going to do is move a little bit further down the page, and I'm then going to go back to my citation website or my bibliography website, and I'm going to go to where it says book. And on the back of the book, I can find the ISBN number. So the ISBN number for this book is 978 1846 906 510. I hit enter and it finds the book. Now the edition that I've got is book 1. It's that one there from 2010. Then I hit final step, and then when I hit final step I hit add reference, and then I click on this reference here, and then all I'm going to do is, you can see here where it says the bibliography section, I'm going to copy that information. I go to my form that I've got open and I paste that information in there. Then I'm going to go back to my website. I'm going to copy it again because now it's got it without the blue font all over the work. Go back to my coursework, enter the information, select all of my work together, make sure that I've got the right font that I want to use, the right font size that I want to use, and again the right colour. So now I've got my reference, my bibliography reference, which is this one here, and that relates to this information here. I don't need to put an open bracket, author and the year in there, or the superscript number, because this one is just showing the assessor where I've taken the information from. We'll do one more little bit of work on this, where I'll take a direct citation from my textbook, so direct content from the textbook. Again, it will be relating to the muscular system. So if I take some direct information for type 2A muscle fibres, so for this bit here, I'm going to take a bit out of the book where it says also called fast twitch. So it's got a little hyphen there in between fast and twitch. And then it also says or fast twitch fast oxidative fibres. So you can see for this section here, I've got my speech marks in there. Now I'm going to go back to my website, and you'll see here that it says if I want to use an inline citation, then I need to have Barker 2010. So I copy that information with the open brackets, I paste it into my work, and then I go down to this information here where I've got it in my references. Once I've put my superscript up here, and I go down here, I hit format again, I hit superscript, and I put my 2. So I'll do that. Sometimes you can have issues with the formatting on the pages like it is doing now. If that happens, don't worry, just hit close on your document. Open your document back up. Select all of your work. Put it in a font and a font size that you're happy with. Make sure the colour is as you want it. Just going to delete that section, go back to my site section. I'm going to delete it again. So if you're having these formatting issues, just have a quick look at what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to go back to my website again. I'm going to see if I can find a way, taking my bibliography reference. Still coming up like that. Going to go to my superscript, see if it will let me in there, and now at least it's done that. So I've got my superscript in there, and we know that reference 2 is for reference 2 here. Now when you copy and paste your work over into your Google form, this would be my referencing section. Your view will look like this. Go down to the bottom of the page, and I paste my information in. And you'll see here that your numbers, your superscripts haven't really transferred over, but at least your fonts are all in the same size. That's more than enough for what you would need. Then I go to my content that I had up here. I paste that over into the information on, it was for describe the 3 muscle fibre types. So now when you see I've got my content over here, I've got my information, I've used a citation, I've given the author, the year, I've put a superscript in. It hasn't necessarily transferred over in the size, but it'd be more than enough for now, as the Google Forms won't allow for that. I've got my second citation in there, which you can see. And then when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll also see that I've got my references, which is a website that I've used, which is a credible website from the unit spec. And I've also got the reference for the book that I've used. That's all you need to do for now. As you move throughout the year and you start to create your own Google Forms or your own essays or own documents, then the superscripts will start to come out as they've done in this section that you can see here.